You're listening to Opus Deliquium, a 7th actual play by Hallowed Haven Studios. Sleep did not come easily for Lucia. She tossed and turned so much I briefly feared someone had broken into her room. In the morning, I succeeded in my starring endeavors and saw Henri. Far more troubling than his dim environment was the woman who also appeared in my vision. Unknown to me and yet an immensely familiar omen. She told me I was running out of time. Lucia believed this had to do with Henri. I grow ever more certain it did not. Meanwhile, Alonso went out to find the Reverend Doctor, and Heinrich left to find Raoul. All of them suspected the men they were looking for were passed out in bars. A fair assumption. They bumped into each other, managed to find where the Reverend Doctor was staying, and waited downstairs for him to regain his wits after a night of passion. Among the things they discussed, they also saw fit to compare swords. How scandalous to ask to examine an Eisen Zweihander before you show him how your own blade handles. Dr. Hutchison eventually rejoined them and agreed that it was pertinent that Heinrich locate his wayward in-law. Lucia and I talked more, and I showed her how my songbird, Sposa, is the ideal Vodachin wife. Eventually, the two of us left and made a stop at the inn where Lucia was formerly staying so she could gather her things, pen a letter to her friends, and leave a 100 guilder payment to persuade them to leave the city. When we all arrived back at the university, Lucia spoke with Alonso about employing him as her physical and spiritual bodyguard. Alonso was reluctant at first, but when he remembered that the last woman who asked for his help wound up dead, he agreed without further protest. Dr. Hutchison put forth a plan of action. Alonso and Lucia would focus on making more friends of the same ilk as the aggrieved commoners Alonso met, while Heinrich and I spoke to Raoul about defenses against Porte. All of this was to service our efforts to find Henri Royer Rain. Finally, I had a small chat with Alonso. I made him 2 promises. First, if I called him a good boy again, it would be in a more appropriate and pleasing setting. Secondly, I promised I would cut his sword in half if he hurt Lucia. After that conversation, Alonso remarked that he didn't see himself being long for life. I do so hope he lives long enough for me to have more fun with him. Castellans are excellent dancers, you know.
Also, Alonso works for me now.
Yes.
Also, yes, a reconciliation from the heart of drama and past drama. 2 young people who could have been foes instead find time to share their woes.
Oh, farts.
All right. That was certainly an interesting response. Okay.
Hey, I'm here for the content, baby. All day, all day.
Okay. We will begin back at the university, where you all have hammered out a plan over dinner. Not quite supper yet, I believe. Alexander has assigned people their tasks, and you all have figured out who's going to do what, who's going where, and who's staying behind. Is there anything anyone would like to do before you split up?
Dottore, is there a private room where Francesca and I might have a conversation?
Well, there's the courtyard, but unfortunately the university doesn't give me a tremendous amount of personal space. However, if you need to have a private conversation, I believe the gentleman can step out into the courtyard for a brief respite, perhaps fill our pipes.
It would be much appreciated.
Of course. Gentlemen, shall we?
Yeah, we can certainly give you a bit of privacy if you need it.
It's been a while since I smoked, so sure.
As the men are leaving, before they can fully leave, Viviana will put a hand on Alexander's shoulder to keep him for a moment. Reverend Doctor,
Mademoiselle.
after this I must speak with you privately as well. Don't worry, you're not in trouble.
Oh, good. I've had enough trouble for 1 week.
She will smile at him and then turn back to Lucia.
Only a week, Doctor. An adventurous man. Door closed.
Yes.
I mostly just need you here to make it seem like we are having a conversation. I need to do something. I would like to do something for Alexander.
Well, that's kind of you.
And Lucia will put her ear to the door to see if she can hear them if the men have left.
Gentlemen, have you left?
We have stepped away, but she will probably hear Alexander waxing rhapsodic about Highland tobacco and complaining that French tobacco smells too much of seaweed.
Does she hear you retreating, or are you like right outside the door?
It is safe to say we're not taking a constitutional wandering around like a choo-choo train, but we're probably some distance from the door and certainly not snooping.
Yeah, we would respect their request for privacy. And
Unless they get to shouting, they should be fine.
Okay.
In that case, Lucia will head to the desk and pull a deck of cards from a pouch. They look like a standard playing card deck, actually, and they're very beaten up. But she is going to concentrate and do a cup spread.
Excellent.
Reminding myself how many dice I have to roll.
It's as many as you have in your cups.
All right.
Skill. Knack.
And
Cup snack.
I will spend 4 drama dice to activate this spread.
Heck yeah.
Excellent. Give me those drama dice.
It's cups plus what? Or is it just the cups?
Just cups.
Damn. Well, this isn't gonna go well.
You can spend drama dice if you decide that you want to use them.
I would like to spend 2 drama die as well.
Okay, don't spend them yet.
Oh.
Do your roll first.
I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't keep any.
You have 15. That's 16. So there's at least 1 extra die to Alexander on his charm repartee. Against whom?
La Grande Dame.
Okay.
There's logic behind this.
GM, just so you know, those 4 dice I spent, you don't get those. You only get dice when I spend them to add to a die roll.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'm aware.
It actually benefits players to let me do magic. Let's see, I'm at 16. There's no way I'm going to get to 30 from here. All right, I will let Alexander keep that 1 extra die.
Would you like to tell us what the spread looks like?
Certainly. Yeah, so Lucia sits down at the desk, kind of unceremoniously wipes her arm across the desk to make room. Sorry, Alexander.
Viviana gets to watch as Lucia creates the space on the table and then proceeds to sort out her deck, pulling out just cups cards.
in Lucia's specific deck, she uses almost an entirely standard playing card deck. So instead of cups, they are they would be the heart suit. And Lucia is a bright and loud creature. And she goes the stillest you've ever seen her get, and almost meditatively quiet, as she starts methodically shuffling her heart's deck, or her hearts, and begins to lay them out reverently. Wherever Lucia goes in this moment, she's not here. And then I think Viviana would hear her say Alexander's name and Le Grand Dame's name. And when she finishes the spread, she looks down at it and just goes, Maron. Good enough.
Viviana definitely raised an eyebrow when she heard Alexander's name and Le Grand Dame's name. She was definitely watching the cards intently, her eyes flicking back and forth between the cards and Lucia, because watching Sorte magic in action is very interesting to her. Well, did you do what you set out to accomplish?
As much as I can.
We do all we can.
Don't tell Alexander yet.
I won't.
And, definitely do not let Alonso know.
Oh, I wasn't planning on it.
And Lucia starts to quickly sort the cards back into the deck, and does like a handy shuffle as well. I would not want Il Dottore being hampered by his reputation with the Grand Dame to stop our work. This just might make things easier with her.
Viviana's brows furrow a bit. When you ran back to the party for your letter and your ring, did something happen with La Grande Dame? More than what happened when she started accusing us.
When he asked, Alexander was the one who asked for my things back, and he was less than polite the second time.
He is a bold man, I will give him that.
And it does seem that she is easily upset.
Well,
Perhaps if I did this right, she might find him a little more attractive.
Well, we can only hope for the best. Hopefully, once this situation is resolved, La Grande Dame will be in better spirits with all of us.
Well, hopefully there'll be a wedding she can look forward to.
Let's find Henri first.
All right. And she'll start heading to the door.
All right. Gentlemen, was there anything happening in the hallway while this was going on?
Smoking mostly, I imagine.
Giant clouds of tobacco smoke filling the hallway.
No conversation? Aside from the fact that Alexander doesn't like Montaigne tobacco.
Commiseration about the quality of Montaigne tobacco. And if it please the DM, I would like to roll a brawn check because I don't know if Alonzo has smoked much.
Sure. We'll make it a target number 10.
I will take a single raise.
And you
And
fail.
I should not have.
Would you
I
like to
should not have
spend a
done
drop?
that.
Would you like to spend a drama die, or do you want to hack and cough in front of the guys that you're trying to impress?
Try to look cool.
One cannot look cool all the time.
So no drama die.
Careful there.
Ah, yeah, this is very different.
Well put.
Yeah, thank you. Oh,
Here, have a
Yes, I
sip of
think-
this, and Heinrich hands him a flask.
thank you.
Heinrich, what exactly is in this flask?
It's just some reasonably good quality brandy. Nothing fancy.
Okay, so it's not as heavy-handed as I was concerned it might be. Okay.
Because if this is ice and moonshine, I need to make another brawn roll.
No, it's brandy. You can't. You're fine as long as you don't drink like the whole thing in one go.
Gracias.
And this is about the time that the door opens, with Alonzo's eyes still watering and his face still looking a little green. And the ladies step out into the hall, which is filled with tobacco smoke.
Ah, splendid.
If you were going to try to suffocate Alonso, I was going to suggest that you at least take him on a date first.
Oh, no nonsense. I was merely going into more detail than I ought to have about the interior of the circulatory system. I can sometimes get distracted by medical topics of discussion, not realize that I may offend someone's sensibilities. Completely my fault.
Not yes, the quality, the montane that's different. I'm used to a lighter leaf.
Alonso, you're a swordsman.
I am.
Talk of bodily anatomy should not bother you this much.
No, as I have said, it is simply I'm not used to the montane variety, and
Alexander turns
I'm
around
fine.
with a I was trying to cover for you, bro. If a look on his face.
Lucia, you're suddenly find yourself wondering if maybe Montaigne's bodies are different on the inside.
Honestly, I don't know any better. I'll ask Alexander.
Shall we proceed, senorita?
Do you intend on dying anymore?
I am far from death.
Let's keep it that way. And
You
Lucia
say
will
to
start
me,
heading
it
out.
is- He follows. It is I who am to keep you from death.
Heinrich, I must delay you momentarily as the lady wishes to have a word. Won't be a moment.
Very well. No, not a problem.
Heinrich is left in the hallway to continue puffing on his own tobacco pipe.
Viviana takes Alexander's hand and leads him into the room. There's something of great importance, I must tell you.
Very well.
She makes sure the door is closed, and then takes a deep breath, and the sort of energy that she has had, the very subtle, like maybe slightly mischievous demeanor that she has, the very calm facade that she has maintained sort of fades a bit, and you see that she looks very tired. It is of great importance that I have the opportunity to speak with the Imperatrice.
Oh?
The Imperatrice.
Yeah, no, I apologize. I heard you. It's just not something one hears every day, at least not outside of very, very particular circles of Montaigne nobility.
Yes, I know.
Am I permitted to ask why?
You can,
Why?
because I know that she is in danger.
Indeed. But you need to speak to her and not say the captain of the Musketeers or the Lightning Guard.
No, I must speak to her. And in terms of where this danger is coming from, the captain of the guard cannot be trusted.
Could you possibly elaborate just a bit? What is she in danger of? Where is this danger emanating from?
Well,
And how do you come by this information?
she looks Dr. Hutchinson over and is silent for a moment, and then says, I believe the danger is coming from the Emperor. As for how I know this, I cannot tell you. You will just have to trust me when I say that I have sources.
Okay. GM,
Yes.
how much do I know about the relationship between the Emperor and the Empress?
Oh, well, you are not Montaigne nobility, and you haven't
I'm
spent a
not.
ton of time here.
I do have politics or gossip at your leisure.
Sure. Give me a wits and gossip roll.
Okay. Target number?
We're gonna say it's a 20 to have some basic information, and raises might get you more juicy details.
All right. Well, I got one drama die in my back pocket, so I'm going to take one raise. Hope for the best.
$28. Roll at 10. Make
even 30.
that 30. Okay. Here's what you have heard. Bearing in mind that these are gossip.
Right.
So the exact you can't speak to the veracity of any of it.
Of course.
What you have heard is that their relationship is strained. There was a rumor at one point that the Imperatrix may have commissioned a statue of herself, and nobody knows what happened to the man who was carving it after it was finished, or if it was ever finished. And no one has ever seen the statue. And her appearances at court and in social circles got much less frequent. around the time all of this was rumored to have happened.
He clasps his hands behind his back and begins to pace, sort of looking at the floor and muttering half to Francesca, half to himself. That I had heard at some parties that their relationship was in difficulty. There was a story about a sculptor making a statue of her, and both the sculptor and the statue have seemed to have vanished into thin air in that way that the enemies of really powerful people do sometimes. However, ever since then, she has reduced her social calendar. Now, we may presume she will show up for at least one of the soirees that are marking L'Emperor's birthday, but it would be one that L'Emperor himself would be attending in all likelihood. I certainly don't know if I had the cachet to get us an invitation to one of those parties right at the moment. But it would probably do you well to make fast friends with everyone at the Cissé du Cissé estate, as the lady of the house is the Emperor's favored wit at the moment.
Yes, I intended to. But, well, I figured if I was going to tell anyone about this issue, it would be you.
And so she is in danger, like mortal danger?
Oh, mortal danger, yes.
From the Emperor?
Yes.
I see. Well, Signorina, I have no reason to question you. It is it is a tale brought without much evidence. However, you have I don't believe you are choosing this moment to involve me in a conspiracy to my doom, since I seem to have tied that rope rather neatly myself. So suffice it to say that if you
I
need...
like you too much to get rid of you.
Oh, thank you so much. If I can be of any assistance, you have what to ask.
I appreciate that very deeply, Reverend Doctor.
Signorina.
Now, considering that we are going to see Raoul, I should probably change.
I am not drunk enough to make comments about nonsense. We like you just the way you are, so I will leave you to it.
Thank you, I appreciate that. She opens the door.
Okay. You are back out in the hallway. Heinrich, your companion for the evening, has reappeared.
Okay.
Hi.
So,
We must make a brief stop at Chateau du Châtelaine. I have to change. If we are going to see Raoul tonight, I must look the part.
and he looks at you slightly skeptically, but says, well, I suppose if you feel the need, we can stop by the chateau en route.
I appreciate that.
Now, let us go to the carriage.
Alrighty. For after people have left. Alexander, are you up to anything at the college once you were alone? This is like the first time in a while that you've had some like proper time to just yourself.
Yeah. Alexander sort of looks around the room for a moment. He has sent his most recent batch of violin concertos via his his courier. So, given everything that has just happened, I think he's going to pull out his copy of The Fluid Heart by Wendell Hargraves and go over the notes on the human circulatory system that Dr. Hargraves made such splendid sketches of.
Excellent. And we will leave Alexander to his reading, at least for now, and pivot. Viviana, are you just gonna change at the chateau, or is there something else you want to do while you were there?
Well, she's just going to change, and I can describe how she looks afterward if you would like that.
Sure. Why don't you describe it now? And we'll just sort of hand wave the time skip of you traveling to get there, unless you and Heinrich have something specific you want to discuss.
I don't have anything specific now.
Okay. Heinrich?
No, I mean, we can probably wait on that.
Alrighty. What exactly does Viviana change into?
She changes into the one exotic gown, the most beautiful gown that she owns, that she brought with her. It is dark blue, which is her favorite color, and it complements her eyes. It helps bring out her beauty. It has lighter blue accents and white accents on it as well. It exposes a decent amount of cleavage. She does some things to her hair. She doesn't quite pin it up, but she primps it, makes it fancier. Checks her makeup in the mirror. Says hi to Sposa. And then in this absolutely stunning gown with fancy shoes and fancy undergarments as well, it's back to meet Heinrich.
And how long does the makeover take?
She's good at doing this. It takes, I'd say, 45 minutes.
Okay, well, that probably tests his patience a little bit. He spends a lot of time pacing and looking at his pocket watch.
All right. You spend an awful lot of time pacing outside of the carriage, and you're just starting to get annoyed when the door of the chateau opens and Viviana steps out looking like a piece of art.
Sorry to have kept you waiting. We can go now.
And he has a bit of a jaw drop moment, I would expect.
Oh, absolutely. This is the handiwork of a Vodachan courtesan. She is an adept hand.
And, he puts out his hand to help her into the carriage.
I have heard, considering that you are Ison, I half expected you to leave me.
No, I would never do that. And he is kind of stumbling a little over his words. It was nothing.
Viviana laughs to herself. I will be sure not to tell your fiancé that you are eyeing another woman.
And he kind of looks out the window for a second, and that would, I don't know her well enough to know if she is of the jealous type, but I would appreciate not inflaming any jealousy that she might have. That this is going to be challenging enough of a situation.
All right. You two load yourselves back into the carriage, and the carriage sets off. Meanwhile, Lucia and Alonso, where did you all get off to after you left the college?
I suppose, we're on foot.
Yep.
The plan is to meet with Alonso's other friends who might be sympathizers with Henri. So I think Lucia will let Alonso lead the way.
Alonso, you are walking through the streets of Charus into one of the, frankly, seedier parts of the city with a pretty young woman at your side who is definitely dressed above the station of most of the people here.
Right.
Would it be too much of a stretch to say Lucia changed into her traveling dress when she was back at the...
Even a traveling dress, given your background, is nicer than anything the people here wear.
Touché.
Right, we're going to take a right and then a left. We're going to stay on the main thoroughfare for as long as we can. At a certain point, probably near the place that sells kittens, we're going to take another left, and then you should sort of keep your eyes open.
I did not intend on walking with my eyes closed.
It is a turn of phrase, means be on your guard. You know what being on your guard means, right?
I do, Alonso.
All right. You say so.
I'm not a child.
It's good to hear.
All right. Lucia, I would like you to roll me wits and unobtrusive.
All right.
Alonso, I would like you to roll me wits and street navigation, please. Both of you have a target number 15. Raises will net you secret things.
I'll take a raise. Let's see if I can make this.
Okay. Lucia, you do a decent job of blending into the crowd. You manage to, at one point, because Alonso's head is on such a swivel and he's so alert for danger as you two turn down this alley and cross over into these very narrow, very dirty, and Lucia, as you realize, smelly streets. You manage to kind of tuck yourself in with a group of like wandering players, who are all in very brightly colored and kind of ostentatious clothes, which makes it easy for you to kind of blend in because your dress has that like red top and everything. You do it well enough that for just a second, Alonso loses sight of you. Where he turns he looks at you, turns his head, and in the time that his head is turned, you pass into this group of other people. And when he looks back, he doesn't see you immediately. And there's this moment of like panic on his face, before he spots you again. And you could see the reactions kind of pass across his face as fast as shadows would. Alonso, despite the fact that you lost her for just a second, you don't see anybody in particular, but you have the just distinct like hair prickling on the back of your neck suspicion or feeling that you are being watched.
Excellent. Come, quickly.
All right. I've got shorter legs than you.
Sure, just keep up.
All right, I'm trying. You look... ¿Cómo se dice? Constipated.
Concentrated.
Sure, concentrated.
Come on, let's take this left.
And Lucia will let him, like, muscle her along.
And
Okay.
I'm going to go down a block, take a left, go down 2 blocks, take another left, then go a block and take a left, and duck into a doorway just to see if anyone comes by.
Okay. Roll me another wits and street navigation. We're looking for like a target number 20 to try and shake any potential tails. But if you take raises, you might be able to actually get a look at whoever might be making the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
It is not to be.
That is a 14. Do you want to spend drama dice?
Okay. That's a 9, bumps me up to 23.
Mm-hmm. You need one.
You said-
You need two more points to get the raise that you took. If you don't meet the raise that you ask for, you don't succeed.
For sure. If this is a 1, I will eat my goddamn hat.
All right. You take this very circuitous route, ducking in and out between little stalls on the street, weaving in and out of groups of people, ducking down alleys and side streets. And Lucia, you get turned around very quickly. But Alonso seems to know exactly where he is, because at one point you almost blow past where he has like turned and ducked into a doorway because he was moving so quickly you almost missed it, until his hand kind of reaches out, grabs your elbow, and yanks you back into shadow with him.
Hush.
Lucia just gives him a look. You said not to speak.
Other hand on sword.
Alonso, as you stand and wait in this doorway that's tucked into this alley, you watch as along the street are 2 men and a woman who are all dressed in I'm trying to think of how to describe this, almost too plain clothing, like they went out of their way to be unremarkable.
Mm-hmm.
And not looking like most of the crowds around you, which are filled with people who are either drunk or exhausted because they're either celebrating or have been working during the celebrations. These people look alert. Their heads are on swivels. They are looking for something. Or someone. But they don't spot you.
Where are they from?
You can't tell that.
No distinctive hairstyles?
No, they have gone out of their way to appear as unremarkable as possible.
Stay here.
Uh,
I think I'm just gonna walk up to them.
Okay, what are you gonna say?
Hola. Are you enjoying the festivities?
One of the men, who is kind of taller and slimmer than the other, kind of turns to look at you. Yes, it is an interesting experience.
I see I'm fairly new to Montaigne. Do you know of any good place to go to celebrate? Or do you perhaps need directions? You three seem a little lost.
The woman kind of picks up on the fact that this conversation is happening. She goes, "We are a little lost. This place is like a maze."
I see. Indeed. It is easy to be turned around and confused in such a place. Mistakes are easy to make and often painful. Where are you trying to go?
We were trying to find an inn.
I see, yes. There are several. The main thoroughfare is far easier to follow. You will find it, and I take a little step and just point away down the street. In that direction. Just keep going. Big street, lots of people. Can't miss it.
We were looking for something that was a little bit more affordable than what you would find on the big streets.
Indeed.
There was a, what was it he said? The woman kind of turns to the second man, who is not like short, just not quite as tall and skinny as the other one. He's got kind of ruddy skin. He's probably the only one that stands out more than the other two, because he's got. I'm trying to think of what the word. He has a scar, running from just under his right eye down to like the outer edge of his jaw, like across his cheek. They called it the suckling pig.
Do I know it?
You have heard of it. It's not where you were staying. But yeah, you've heard the name.
Yes.
They're in the right part of town for it. They're just on
Indeed.
the way wrong street.
You will need to go, and I turn in the opposite direction that we are going, whether it's right or not. Just head that way, about 5 blocks. You will see a cobbler, and take a left at that cobbler. 2 more blocks and you will be there.
Okay. Thank you. Alonzo, would you like to try and get a read on where they're from, now that you've had a chance to talk to them?
Sure. I'm also like, smiles, hard eye contact.
Oh, I get it.
I think these people are brigands, and yeah.
I get it. Let's go wits and socializing. Is it something you actually have points in? This is a target number 15. To get countries raises might be able to get you a little bit more specifics in terms of accents.
15, you say?
To get countries.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna roll that.
Okay. All right.
Say that'd be a 22.
Okay. You can tell the woman is from Castile. She's doing her level best to hide her accent, but it is really hard not to pick up on those little things that she just can't get rid of. Like she's trying not to roll her R's, but it comes very naturally to her to do so. So there's always just a little bit of a hint on the end of every R. The tall man is Vidachin. And the short one is Montaigne.
Cool. I hope you find it. I'm happy to have been of service. My name is Alonso Hernandez. Good evening. And I tip my hat.
We'll remember it, the woman says, as she nods, and then the three of them kind of glance at each other and then turn to walk away. While that was happening, Lucia.
Yes.
You are back in the Allie, ducked into the shadows of that doorway. They don't seem to have seen you. Is there something you would like to do?
With as much subtlety as I can get, I want to see if I can read the strands. Specifically for whoever looks like their leader. My assumption is if they mean Lucia harm, there's going to be a relationship there.
Okay. Well, on the bright side, it's incredibly subtle to the point of, like, no one else knows that you're doing it other than maybe other Strega. So reading the strands is relatively simple. So we're going to have you roll for that.
Lucia has a habit of sticking her tongue out of her mouth when she's reading strands, just out of the corner.
I love that. Okay, so do you want to look at their most important strand, which is free? Or do you want to look for something specific?
In the time that they're talking, Lucia would look for their most important, and then if it didn't seem like it was helpful, she would look for the next one.
Okay.
Or she would look for the swords one.
Okay. The most important ones, they all have a double checking. They all have stave strands that are going off of them and extending out into the distance. You are not sure what they are about or who they go to. But every single one of them has a strand that symbolizes authority as their most important.
That could be anything, though. Then I will roll for the swords.
Okay. In that case, I need you to roll a target number 15 and roll wits plus swords. Which person are you targeting?
Whoever looks like their leader, so the tallest.
Okay, so you're going for the tall guy, and him and who?
Lucia.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, that seems like it'll work. 15?
You get 15 on the dot?
Just crawled over it, yep.
All right. There is no strand between the two of you.
Maybe it's nothing.
Anything else?
I'll roll a second time on the woman.
The woman and yourself?
I'll try the woman and Alonzo.
Okay, go for it. Are you going for swords again?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm not going to take a race yet. And I will spend a drama die.
Okay. It's an 11. Drama die will give you...
I don't need to know that bad.
How many drama dice are you at now?
2.
That's what I thought. All right, then you get nothing. You attempt to see if you can make out a thread between Alonso and the woman. But as you do so, the three of them are turning to leave. And she passes out of your vision before you can manage it.
Can I do something incredibly reckless?
What would you like to do?
Can I lean out further so I can get a better look? And maybe use a drama die as I'm doing so?
Actually, what I will do, I'm going to give you a drama die and activate your hubris.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Little Miss Reckless, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna read the last guy. Between it, so I'm gonna check the last guy and Lucia. And Lucia, so she checked 1 and 2, got what she got, and in frustration has started to lean out of the alley.
I'm going to say that for a dromedary, just leaning out is not enough.
Oh no, don't worry, it's getting dumber.
Okay.
And when she hasn't been able to, when she can't, the leaning isn't helping. Lucia crouches down and starts to crawl to get a better look, like she's there. If there's a stand, like a fruit stand nearby or something, she is like kind of crawling to underneath the table or a stand.
Okay. All right. And you're looking for a tie between Alonso and or yourself and the shorter guy.
Yes.
Which one?
And the Lucia and the shorter person.
Okay.
And yeah, she will stay. She's not going to get so close that like they're within arm's reach or anything. She is now hiding behind someone's stall, crouched on the ground.
Uh-huh.
Hung out trying to read these stupid strands.
All right. Target number 15.
Haha! It worked.
Okay. So a couple of things happen at once.
Well, fuck.
You duck behind the stall and you are peeking out around the corner and you are so sure that you are being sneaky. You are so fucking proud of yourself, especially because as you manage to bring them into view and see the fate thread stretching between Alonso and this man, this sword's thread, you also realize that there is something that you didn't really pay attention to when you took cover. And that is that this stall has wheels.
Oh, come on.
And the owner has just grabbed the handles on the side of the cart and is moving it away, leaving you in full view of the street. And that coincides with the woman turning and seeing you.
I just put my face on the street.
Alonso, you also see this happen. And it is about this time that the...
Sister, what are you doing? Get up!
Oh my god.
And I grab her by the arm and start to pull her away.
Where are you headed exactly? And are you paying any attention to the people that you just tried to send off in the other direction?
I mean, we ended our interaction and now they're turning back and I think they're trouble, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on them. But I'm also like, God damn it. Gotta get you out of here now. So I'm grabbing her and pulling her back the way we were supposed to be going.
Okay. You hear the three of them speak in a language you do not recognize. As Alonso begins to haul you away, and there is a moment that looks like it might be indecision that passes over all of their faces, as if they're unsure if they should follow or not.
in a serious, quiet voice, just like, go. Run.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think Lucia hauls ass. Like, we're headed out.
Okay. Are you staying with her or are you splitting off?
I'm going to let her get a couple steps ahead of me and still sort of keeping those three in my periphery. And once I know that she's far enough ahead, I will chase after her.
Okay.
So if they move,
I
I'm
think-
between the two groups.
I think also Lucia's walking quickly. She's not sprinting away. That seems like it's going to be more trouble. Like, that's going to look worse.
Okay. Okay. Lucia,
Yes.
I would like you to roll. Are you more concerned with blending in or are you more concerned with moving quickly?
I think blending in.
All right, then I'm going to need wits and unobtrusive.
But I argue for stealth.
Stealth and blending in are not the same thing. Are you going for stealth?
I would, yes.
Okay, then I will allow for... It's going to be very hard to just out and out be stealthy, so it's still going to be a wits and stealth. Because this is going to require a certain level of thinking about how you're going to pull that off. Alonso, you have to not only keep Lucia from getting lost and keep ahead of your pursuers, but you have to do it while navigating unfamiliar city streets.
I did not ask what the target number was.
Well, then you'll be re-rolling in a second once I give it to you.
Thank you.
I would like you to roll me wits and street navigation. Alonso, you were looking for a 20 just to, manage. If you want to do it with any sort of flourish or to give yourself the considerable upper hand, you're going to need a 25. Lucia, we're going to say, given that what you are wearing and the fact that you've kind of made a spectacle of yourself, again, we're going to go with a TN. We'll go with a target number 20 for basics, and raises might get you more. All right. 21. Not bad.
I'm crawling over these target numbers.
Alonso?
So are they coming towards us?
It is unclear.
All right.
This is you having to make split-second decisions and seeing how well you do, like, in the immediacy.
Okay, so 20. It's a bad idea.
Wow, that's a 13, sir.
Yep, that's a 13. No, I will not be spending drama.
All right. Lucia takes off. Which could be a good...
My focus is on these guys.
Which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. You're unsure because you can't see her anymore. She disappeared into a crowd, slipped off somewhere. You were busy looking over your shoulder at the people you believe were pursuing you. And when you looked back, she was just gone. And when you look back again to see where they are, you don't know where they are either.
Fuck. I will start heading in the direction I saw Lucia going.
Okay. You take a few steps, trying to spot Lucia as you go, and you have the realization hits you that you and Lucia were so intent on just getting away from them that you're suddenly not entirely sure where you are either. And that's where we're gonna pivot over to Heinrich and Viviana.
Yeah, I thought that went well.
Heinrich and Viviana, you have pulled up in front of the Cissé du Cissé chateau.
Viviana will immediately in the carriage just fuss with her hair and dress again to make sure that it's completely perfect.
Yeah, Heinrich gets out of the cabin, the carriage, and holds the door open for her.
Viviana will get out.
And we shall walk up to the front door of the manor.
Excellent. I assume you knock,
Of course.
and a servant answers the door. Spots Heinrich and immediately recognizes him. Monsieur, we did not expect to see you.
Yeah, well, it was an unplanned trip. By chance, are Raoul and Diana here?
They are.
I wish to speak with them.
Oui, of course, come in. He is eyeing Viviana, who is dressed up super fancy for just a house call. This is Montaigne. They are ostentatious, but that's a lot for anybody, especially given how beautiful she is. And the fact that she is showing up alone in your company is certainly a little questionable.
Viviana just smiles at the servant.
You are let in and guided to a sitting room where you are brought like little finger sandwiches, something quick that they were able to throw together easily, and wine. And I won't make anyone roll because you've done this already. Both of you recognize that while not as good a year as what was served at the party the first night you were here, this is Felici wine.
And Heinrich is sitting as far away from Viviana in the room as he can. And pointedly not looking at her.
All right. Are you two going to talk at all, or shall I skip ahead a little bit?
Viviana debates teasing Heinrich, but decides to have mercy on him.
I love that this is the stoic part of the group. After a little while, the door opens, and Raoul is standing there, as usual, with his own glass of wine in one hand and a bottle in the other. Monsieur, Mademoiselle, I did not expect to see you this evening. Are we going to another party?
I told you I don't forget the deals I make with people.
I did not think you did. I just assumed you were busy. And he kind of looks at your dress. Are you busy?
Of course I'm busy. I'm here with you.
And he makes his way over. He sets down the bottle and the glass, scoops up your hand and kisses your knuckles. A piece of art even Thais himself would struggle to carve. What can I do for you?
Oh, I just came to see you. Are you not happy that I came?
I am thrilled that you are here. And he kind of settles himself heavily into a chair near you. But you bring Heinrich? So I assume there is some specific reason?
Yes, but the lady does need an escort.
He looks at Heinrich, who had begun to say something.
Yes, I apologize for stopping by unannounced, but I did have a bit of a business to discuss with you about the reasons that brought us to the party last night.
Ah, I see. Well, my niece is no doubt up making herself pretty to greet you. You know how well, you know how it is.
Yeah, now I feel slightly bad that she's going to have to go through extra work. I'm sure she was lovely however she was.
Yes, but she has her pride.
All women do.
But
And-
I had some questions for you about, sorcery.
Ah, I did not take you for a for a man who is particularly interested in such things.
It's not my primary area of study, but I need additional information on what exactly it is that mundane sorcery can do and how it works.
Porter can do a lot of things. You're going to have to be more specific.
Well, specifically, how difficult would it be to remove someone from a jail cell?
At that, he sits up a little bit and kind of shifts and almost looks uncomfortable and glances at the door.
Viviana sets a hand on his shoulder, gently runs it along his neckline. Relax, we're not going to do anything that will get you in trouble.
Ugh. This simply talking about such things could get me in trouble, but
I can keep quiet, can't you?
Would you perhaps feel more comfortable speaking in a different location?
He seems to consider for a moment. No. I just worry. This is Charus. All walls have eyes here. And ears.
I can assure you that everyone employed in my house would absolutely not disclose anything that related to something that I was involved in.
He stands up and he goes to the doors, opens them, sticks his head out into the hallway, and then closes them again. We shouldn't be bothered for a little while. What exactly did you want to know? How could Porte be used to get someone out of a jail cell?
Exactly. The gentleman that we discussed last time we spoke here. Well, we learned that much to his mother's surprise, he was no longer where she had left him.
I see.
And since there was no, evidence that would suggest a struggle, the two ways I can think of that he could have been misplaced were sorcery or an extraordinarily large bribe.
Well, sorcery would still require an extraordinarily large bribe.
That I did not know. I assumed I just heard that nobles of Montaigne could pass wherever they chose.
Well, You will find out about this eventually anyway, but I will tell you that it is not so simple. We must have either been to the place that we are going, or have a way to get an object of our choosing to that place before we get there. Before we cast.
What sort of object?
Any sort, really. We just have to put our mark on it. Bleed on it. It becomes tied to us. And we leave it where we want to be. And we can use that to find our way to it.
So the boy could have had some object of his outside of the jail and simply gone to it?
Or, I'm sorry, let me say that again. Henri does not have porte.
Ah, okay. That is also something that I did not know.
Someone would have had to gotten an item to a blooded item to him, crossed through, gotten him, and then left to another anchor, or to another blooded item.
Which I would have imagined either would involve great stealth or the bribe you previously mentioned.
Most likely a bribe. And it would have had to have been very, very substantial. No one wants to upset Le Grand Dame.
Very, very, very interesting. I greatly appreciate the information.
Could I have both of you make me a roll during this conversation? Viviana.
Yes.
Let's go oratory. And Heinrich. So it's wits and oratory. It's going to be a target number 20. And Heinrich, I want you. Yeah, let's do the same. Wits and oratory, target number 20. Would you like to spend a drama die?
No, I'll hold off.
Okay. Viviana, you are watching and listening very closely as Raoul and Heinrich talk. To Heinrich, Raoul seems utterly at ease, maybe a little nervous about the talking about breaking somebody out of jail, but overall pretty at ease with the topic in general. But Viviana, you notice as he talks that he tends to, you could see his knuckles kind of whiten just a little bit where he's holding his wine glass, and he frequently stops to take sips when he is talking about Porte in particular.
Noted.
Well, nonetheless, I am still committed to trying to find the boy.
I assumed as much, otherwise you would not be here. Is there anything else I can do?
Well, are you perhaps interested in continuing to lend your assistance?
Mon ami, I'm not sure you understand. I am bound to do what I can. I have been given this task by my cousin. I would very much prefer that you not get me thrown in the dungeon, though.
I would prefer to avoid that as well. I would imagine your niece would be quite angry with me if I were to get you imprisoned.
To say nothing of her mother.
Viviana, I think, again, just runs her fingers along his neckline and says, just think about how angry La Grande Dame will be when she finds out the Susé du Susé family had anything to do with the retrieval of her beloved son.
Yes, she will be, well, one can hope, she will be upset but not incensed. Or if she is, my cousin will have managed to have garnered enough favor that it won't matter.
Well, seeing as how someone appears to have kidnapped him, I don't know how Grand Dame could be too angry about retrieving him. She might throw him back in the dungeon afterwards, but she would at least know where he is.
Oh, I'm not talking about him. Simply doing one a good turn in Montaigne is not always enough to keep them from getting you into trouble when they're mad at you.
This is indeed a very different place than I'm used to.
Oui. It is around this time that there is a knock at the door. May I come in? You can hear your fiance's voice.
Yeah, Heinrich will quickly leap up and open the door for her.
Diane gives that wide smile. I was not expecting company. She is wearing a pale green gown. It is the height of fashion, although not as ostentatious and over the top as one might expect it to at a party. It is very clear that she and that her maid probably spent several very stressful stretches of time putting up her hair and helping her with her makeup and lacing her into this dress for her to see you.
Heinrich bows and kisses her hand. He says, "Lady, I do my sincerest apologies for visiting unannounced. However, I did miss you greatly."
And are you? I am happy to have your company. And she looks around you at Viviana and then over at Raoul, who is staring at the fireplace for the moment. He's got a kind of almost vacant stare as he drinks heavily from his wine glass. Are you and your friends going to stay? It is dinner time.
If you would care to invite me, I would be honored to stay.
Of course. I hadn't planned to have anything. We weren't going to do anything special, but I'm sure the servants can make sure that there is enough for two more.
Thank you for listening to Opus Dei Requiem. If you enjoy this story, please make sure to subscribe and review wherever you're listening to our podcast. You can find more of our actual plays on our website at www.holothavenstudios.com. Please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/holothavenstudios. Your support helps make more stories like this possible.
Viviana and Heinrich Are you two planning to? Do you want to talk to anyone during the time that it takes the servants to bring supper together? Do you have anything in particular you would like to talk to each other about?
It's a thing she wants to do.
Going to try and be as pleasant and charming as he can.
Heinrich is attempting to impress his lady love. What would Viviana like to do?
Viviana, as Raoul goes to take another sip of wine, he very gently, takes the wine glass from him and sips from the same place that he's been drinking from.
He will let you. He just ends up swapping to he takes a drink straight out of the bottle that's still in his hand.
Viviana will give a playful eye roll, lean closer to him, and say, "Let me take your mind off of all of this."
Off of the fact that a beautiful woman is in my home and asking me about how I would go about committing treason?
Yes.
And how do you plan to do that?
Viviana gives him, a particularly seductive smile. I think you have some idea.
I see. Well, far be it for me to say no. But they will miss us at dinner.
I can live with that. Can you?
My dear, I can live with a great many things.
She smiles and takes his hand.
He stands up, or if she lets him, he will tug her out of the room and down a hallway.
She will allow it.
Heinrich, there's nothing subtle about what's about to happen. He stands, he takes another drink from the bottle, gives you an exaggerated bow before they leave the room. And Diane watches them go and goes, "Well, I suppose dinner won't be quite as many as we thought."
So it appears. And he looks a little exasperated.
Was there any particular reason you two came, or just for the pleasure of say company?
Well, that was one of the reasons, but we also needed a small bit of information from Raoul also.
Well, I hope you got it, because I don't think you're going to see him again tonight.
It does not seem likely, but it's fine. We have more time for us then.
I agree. You wait here for a moment. I will go tell the servants that it will just be us. And she stands up and kind of flounces out of the room, and you are left alone with your thoughts for a few minutes before she comes back and looks a little... simultaneously a little, happy, nervous, but also a little put out. It will not just be us, as it turns out.
Who will be joining us?
My mother is back from the party that she was going to.
Oh, okay. That will be fine.
You do know that if it is just the three of us, you won't have anyone to, there won't be anyone else for her to focus on.
I'm certain I can hold my own. I've been in far more dangerous of situations.
She gives you this look that suggests that she is suddenly very worried that her future husband may never survive court in Montaigne, if that's how you feel.
And my dear, how have you been enjoying the celebrations?
They've been alright. Everyone is certainly pulling out all of the stops for the parties. I was invited to one, but I don't know. I did not feel like going.
Well, I'm glad you decided to stay in.
As am I. I wonder why my mother is back from the party she was going to.
Hopefully, nothing unpleasant happened.
If it did, she would not tell me.
Also, I feel that I've been neglecting you a bit. I've been a slight bit occupied these last few days. I feel we need to spend more time together and get to know each other more.
Well, if it helps, I did not take it personally. I assumed you were off figuring out how you were going to woo me in the way that you agreed.
I shall try my very best, and I have confidence that I will succeed. I've actually have been somewhat occupied trying to help a friend of mine reunite with her fiance.
Yes, I believe I may have heard some rumors about something like that.
It's surprisingly difficult to locate the young man. He seems to have vanished.
Really? That is a surprise. The donjon is one of the most secure places in Montaigne.
That indeed it is. He however seems to have found a way to exit the dungeon.
Is that would either take a lot of money or a lot of talent or both?
Yes, it makes me wonder if perhaps something else is going on here beyond merely a disagreement with the boy's mother.
I would not know what it would be. And it is about this time that the doors open. And the woman who you met when the same day that you first met your fiance comes flouncing in. Jamais is all curls, and if you think that her daughter's dress is nice, her dress is exactly what it is the latest craze and fashion, you know.
Heinrich gets up and bows very respectfully. After all, this woman is technically the ruler of his province now.
She comes in and her mouth is open like she is about to start talking to Diane when you stand and catch her eye in all of your shiny armor. Monsieur, I apologize. I did not expect you to be here.
It's a pleasure to see you again, milady. I do apologize. I stopped by unexpectedly.
Nothing to apologize for. You are going to be family after all. And she looks at her daughter like, isn't he? And Diane just sort of gives a sweet smile and she kind of looks you over. And in armor, no less. You know, I hear that Draken Eisen is as hard as steel and light as coke. Much like Eisen nobility, no doubt.
Well, it is a very useful metal, there's no doubt. Lets me do all sorts of things that otherwise would not be survivable.
Indeed, like walking into a party in Montaigne and getting out alive, despite the fact that your companions, at least from what I have heard, did not make a wonderful impression. Most of them, anyway.
They are an odd bunch, aren't they?
They are. Is it
But
just...
If nothing else, they're never boring.
Well, we wouldn't want you to be bored in Charus.
It hasn't happened yet.
She kind of looks at Diane, and Diane has been watching this like it's a tennis match. And then when her mother looks at her, she kind of blinks. Oh, Heinrich is going to join us for dinner. Is he? And the young woman I saw disappearing up the stairs was your cousin. Or your uncle. And Diane kind of smiles a little bit. A companion of Heinrich's, though I doubt either one of them will be down for dinner. And Chimay sort of nods a little bit. Well, at least he brought this one home.
And Heinrich actually looks a little bit embarrassed at this.
You'll have to forgive my cousin. He is, let's say he lives life to the fullest. Perhaps he is the most Montaigne of all of us.
Yeah, and Francesca appears to be much the same. It appears that they make a good match.
Yes, I'm sure that they do. Well, I am going to go change and prepare for dinner. You two, well, don't get up to anything I wouldn't. Or would. She kind of gives a little smile and flounces out of the room. And Diane kind of lets out a long, slow breath. Oh. Well, that could have gone worse.
Indeed it could. Indeed it could have.
And we are going to pivot again to another part of the city entirely. Lucia, you are running. Well, not running. You are hurrying and trying to be as stealthy as possible as you hurry. Which you're doing a great job at. Here's the problem. You look back at some point to make sure that Alonso isn't bleeding out in the street and realize that you don't know where Alonso is. And as you look up and around you, you're not sure where you are either.
Echo. And no sign of the three?
Not for the moment, no.
I'm going to stop and turn around. I'm going to stop first and just sort of try to get my bearings. I have no idea where I am, do I?
No. You've never been here, but it is getting very dark.
Did Alonso, by any chance, say where we were going?
I don't believe he did.
Well, this makes things entirely more difficult. All right.
Point of order. My
Yes.
residence was discussed between the ladies when they sent a letter to me this morning.
Yes. All right. I can do this. So Lucia gets to the side of the gets to a place that's out of the way on the street she's on, and just waits for a minute to see if maybe just Alonso's behind her, going to catch up. And when he doesn't appear, I assume
He does not.
I might try to retrace my steps first.
That is up to you.
I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of carefully start retracing my steps.
Let's just go with a straight wits roll. Target number 15. That's an 8. Not even close.
All right, plan B. I'm going to look for a person who does not look like they are going to do me any harm, and ask for the directions to the inn that we were headed to.
Do you have cold read?
I do.
All right, let's do wits and cold read to see if you can figure out who is a rapscallion and who is not.
21.
You eventually narrow down the people on the street who are least likely to try and take advantage of your alone and unarmed and unfamiliar with the locale state by zeroing in on a woman who is carrying a basket of flowers. Looks like she may have been a flower seller during the festivities and maybe on her way home now.
Pardon. I'm looking for directions.
Oh? To where?
Can I get I don't know the name of the residence. Out of character, I don't.
I believe it was Grey Heron.
I'm looking for the Grey Heron.
She kind of pauses a little bit and looks thoughtful, and does that thing where like somebody who's local kind of stops and looks around to try and get their bearings of exactly where they are in relation to the thing that they're trying to tell you to go to. Well, you are very off course. You will need to go back that way, and then turn right, and go down 2 cross streets, and then left, and it should be on the right at the end.
Right, 2 cross streets left. At the end.
Right.
Right at the end.
Take a left, go to the end of the street, and it should be on the right.
Grazie. And Lucia will reach into her pouch and pull, how much are you selling flowers for?
Why do you do this to me, Clara? Why do you ask me for money things when I'm not looking at money things?
It's like a copper. Hand wave it.
Yeah, she'll sell you a couple of flowers.
Yay!
You should be careful. It's late and you're alone.
Well, that's why I'm trying to get to the inn.
You should be careful. This part of the city is not safe. Especially not for someone dressed like you.
This is so dumb.
As she says this, you are struck by the fact that she is wearing very, very plain, kind of threadbare clothes. She blends in with the other people here. You do not.
Actually, how tall is she? How tall is she?
She's a few inches taller than you, because you're very short.
Madame.
Yes?
How much would you ask for your dress?
Her brows for... Why?
As you said, someone dressed like me is going to attract attention. Unless you can point me to someone who would have a dress to spare to sell, I could give you mine.
But if I took yours, then I would be the one in danger.
That is true.
And I wouldn't know what to do with a dress like that.
On my way to the inn, do you know if I'd pass a laundress?
I doubt you would find any open at this hour.
as Lucia starts to follow the instructions, I'm looking for someone who I can either buy their clothing from, or if there's like a laundress nearby who might have a clothesline, I am gonna steal someone's dress.
Interesting. Okay. We're gonna pivot over to Alonso. Alonso,
Mierda.
you are alone. You don't know where Lucia is. She did exactly what you told her to do, and she ran, and apparently she was faster than you because you've lost her. And you also don't know where your the people that you assume were watching and pursuing you are.
Mierda. Idiota. I'm gonna try to find her as I head towards the inn.
Okay. Here's the thing. You're not sure where you are either, if you remember.
Yep.
So get me a wits and street navigation roll, please. A target number 15 will tell you where you are. A target number 20 might at least point you in the right direction of Lucia. More raises gets you more information.
Alonso takes a second, walks into like an open crossroads, tries to listen for the sound of the thoroughfares and the larger crowds. Looks up, sees the way the buildings in this part of town sort of lean in, making the streets thinner at the top than they are on the ground. All right. It's another city. You can get around. It's going to be fine. Find the girl. Fight the brigands. Talk to your friends. Everything is cool. Everything is cool. And that was a 2. I was meant to yes all the way up. Okay. I'm gonna spend a drama die. I'm gonna kick myself about that for the rest of my life. And another one. 27.
Okay. You stand in the middle of this crossroads, trying to get a feel for where you are and to determine not only where you are, but where you're headed and where Lucia might have gone. And you find yourself kind of drawing deep breaths and immediately regretting it because this place smells. But eventually, you spot a cart that you saw on the same street as your inn a few times. It's one of those wheeled carts, and the man who owns it is from out of town. He's not from Shurs, so he's been staying at your inn, and you start to follow him. And in so doing, you end up actually a little bit accidentally realizing that you have an idea of where Lucia might have gone, because as you are moving, you see a red ribbon, kind of discarded on the side of the street, and you remember remember her as having tied her hair up with a ribbon very similar
Right.
And you kind of pause and turn in a slow circle, looking for any other sign of her, just in time to, as you are turning back around to try and keep the cart in view, to have Lucia kind of almost walk directly into you.
Ah!
Oh, God.
Oh,
Are,
thank Deus I found you.
are you being pursued?
I don't know.
It was
What were you doing?
What do you mean, what would I was...
You were perfectly well hidden and you just walk into the street
I was
knowing you are pursued?
checking on something.
Was it life-threatening?
I was checking to see if it was life-threatening.
Well, it wasn't. They were leaving.
They...
If you are going to tell me how you can take care of yourself, you may start in the first situation by demonstrating some sense of self-preservation.
I wanted to make sure that you were safe.
I simply have no response to that.
Uh,
I
I'm-
Idiota.
I'm sorry. I should not have tried to get a better look. Can we go inside now?
I would be yes. Let us this way.
Did they tell you where they were going?
Another inn. Doesn't matter.
Well, it does if they mean us harm.
Do they?
It looked like they did.
They could have just been brigands prowling for anyone.
Alonzo, I do not want to get into details as to how I know. I just need you to trust me on this.
I am to after that. And to trust your judgment after that.
We have... I'm going to grab his arms. We have ways of seeing intent.
Aha.
Mm-hmm.
I intend to get you off the street.
Tell me where they're going.
Certainly. Once we are off the street.
Fine.
And we head to the inn.
Okay. The two of you are able to make it through the rest of the street into the inn without incident. The inn downstairs is raucous and crowded. There are people crammed in here from one wall to the other. You know the place is certainly certainly booked to the brim. Alonzo, you've seen that the last few days as people have come and gone because of the festivities. And as usual, there is a large party atmosphere downstairs.
As soon as they cross the threshold, Lucia asks again, tell me where they were going.
That's about. Can we get inside?
We are over the threshold. We are inside. They're standing in the doorway.
Do I see my friends in here?
I mean, no, it's kind of a mass of people, so not right this second, no. You are standing in the doorway.
Lucia...
We were going someplace about a pig.
Suckling pig?
Sure.
Maron and Lucia starts to turn and walk out again.
I grab her arm.
That is bad. That is so bad.
And why is that bad?
That is where I was staying.
And you are not there. We have
But
avoided them.
My friends are.
Your friends.
They
know who you are?
Yes.
Gesturing to just someplace a little bit out of the way, hoping the noise will conceal what I'm about to say.
Yeah, Lucia will let herself be moved.
So you know they were here to cause trouble.
Yes.
For us specifically?
Yes.
For you?
You.
For me?
Well, it's complicated. They meant us harm. You specifically, you have the sword.
Yes, I do. Which is why I'm trying to understand what is going on. They meant us specifically harm, but they did not attack us when they found us.
You don't want me to tell you.
Yes, I am asking now, and you are telling me. You see how this works?
You have to promise not to get mad.
No. I cannot promise such a thing, for I would be no man of my word if I became angry, and anger is a thing that occurs when one receives certain information. I will not make a vow I cannot be assured to keep.
I did not use sorcery on you.
Well, I am mad, but only a little. You have ventured the possibility that you would have, but you did not.
I promised I wouldn't.
And we are both people of our word. So what did you do?
I just looked at them.
Remarkable.
There, all around us, there are strands of fate. They show our relationships, our with money and with our loves and with the people we owe.
Lucia,
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to roll.
Oh man.
Panache and sincerity.
Oh shit! I can actually do this.
And if Alonso finds you pretty, you could add your extra dice from your beauty merit.
Alonso, do you think I'm pretty?
Granted.
Hell yeah.
Alonso, yes. I need you to roll wits and cold reading.
I believe that is the pool I have rolled the most during this entire game.
I have the worst. Oh fuck! I forgot to ask the. What's the?
This isn't a target number thing. You're rolling against each other.
I'm spending a drama die on this.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well, let's see what you rolled first. What'd you roll?
Me, bro.
No, what'd you roll?
No. How does this work?
You both get to roll as many drama dice as you want against each other, so...
Alright, that's a mean 17.
Drama die? Do I hear a drama die?
No.
Alright. Cool. As far as Alonso knows, she is telling him the complete truth.
It gives me a better idea of what people want to do to you.
Eyebrows go up.
Or myself. Imagine if you could look at a person and see how strongly they love someone else.
That is not hard.
But truly see. You would know then that they don't intend to harm them. Or,
If you think lovers cannot do each other harm, I have some bad news.
Yes, but you know what to expect from a lover. Or an enemy, or, you know who owes who what fealty.
Indeed. And you can see these things, just see them.
Yes.
And this is
I can see the strongest ones almost constantly. It takes concentration to see ties specifically between two.
this is deeply blasphemous, I am sure, but that is a matter for when our lives are in less danger.
Well, if you could talk to Theus about whether or not about removing the blasphemy from me, we will deal with that when we get to it.
Agreed.
I don't like when you say it.
So you see that they intended some harm. Could they have intended me harm because I was confronting them?
Perhaps.
So
You felt that we were being followed, yes? And then you stopped and spoke with them.
they did not fly from a man with a sword. The common cutthroat or pickpocket, confronted directly. They had a story. I think perhaps you may have a point.
I usually do. My friends are in danger. And it is my fault.
Then we must protect them.
We are never getting this plot done.
But first, give me one moment to see if I can gather some friends of my own. See?
All right. By the storyteller.
Yes.
Is there anyone? Are there women here who are look around my size?
There might be one or two. You're still not terribly far into the place, so it's hard to get a feel for exactly who all is here, what your options are, but...
Alonzo. If you see a woman who is roughly my size, could you point her out to me?
Alonzo points to the bartender.
Well, not her.
who I
The bartender is
believe-
definitely not Lucia's size.
I will do it. You find your friends. I'm going to find something I can change into.
Right, I was saying meet me there in the moment.
All right.
And I'm gonna go find my friends.
Okay. You both press into the crowd of people to start looking around, seeing what's going on. And as Alonso is scanning faces and Lucia is trying to scan heights and builds to see if there's someone in the room who could potentially give her clothes that are easier to get around in this part of town. You both settle your eyes on the same person at the same time. This person is not known to Alonso, but it is really hard to miss that full head of curly red hair spilling around her. And the kind of brash, boisterous way that she speaks in an accent neither of you have ever heard in person before. But she is standing around a table with, as it turns out, 3 of Alonso's companions from the party at the Chateau de Chatelaine. All right, lads. Now, once again, the game is you don't fucking drink until you lose. If you drink before you lose, well, sure, you have a good time, but I'll get your money.
And we try not to give strangers our money, right, guys? Good evening.
They all sort of look over, and a couple of them kind of lift the drinks on the table, hey, and then realize that they were about to drink and put the drink down again. This woman is standing there in a pair of man's breeches and a white, again, like a man's top, but she's got an underbust corset around her middle. There is obvious weaponry on her. No, I'm sorry. There is no obvious weaponry on her. Words are hard. And could you both roll me? I'll give Alonso cold read. And I will allow wits and etiquette for Lucia. So both of you, it's wits rolls, cold read for Alonso, etiquette for Lucia. And we're gonna go with a target number 15 for base information, what you can make out. And if you want more information, you'll have to take raises.
I roll like such hot garbage, but I will take a raise. What was the target number?
Well, for you it was 20 because you took a raise.
I will take 2 raises.
Okay, going for 25. Oh, and you roll a 15. Do you want to roll drama dice?
Nope, don't know who she is.
Okay, Lucia, this woman is about your size. She is petite. She's a little curvier than you, but only a little.
Well,
but what you really recognize looking her over is that her hands, especially her knuckles, are bruised.
Like bruised like fighting or bruised like slapped, like getting hit?
I mean,
Actually,
it's hard
the
to
same thing.
tell. It's hard to tell exactly what caused them. I just her knuckles are very bruised. And there might be a couple of places where it looks like the skin may have at one point split and then healed over, because there's a couple of little, almost imperceptible scars.
What's the and is there a thread coming off of her that I can see?
There is. She has another. She has a sword's thread coming off of her,
but not towards anyone.
Not anyone in the room.
As Alonso introduces, checks in with his friends, Lucia's going to sort of grab his arm as she sort of barrels into this conversation. Buongiorno, what are we playing?
She looks over.
We had not gotten there yet. I am Alonso Hernandez. Offer to shake her hand.
She will reach over and shake your hand. And you don't have to roll for this. She has a very strong grip. Like, very strong for someone so small. Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, I'm sure.
And your friend?
Giulietta La Traviata. And I will reach out to shake her hand.
She will return the favor. Nice to meet you. My name's Kiva. We are playing a drinking game. You're welcome to join us if you think you can handle it.
I might. This is a bit forward. We have just met. Actually, no. Tell me how your drinking game works.
All right. Well, as I was telling these fools, we have a song back at home. It's like a memory and a tongue twister all tied into one. The first person sings the first verse of the song and adds a bit on to the end. And then the second person sings everything that the first person sang and then adds a bit on to the end. And you have to remember what the person in front of you, before you sang, and also add your own bit and not screw up as you're singing. But if you screw up, you have to drink.
I see.
Sounds very entertaining. Sadly, I must borrow. I look for sort of the one who was doing most of the talking last time.
I can sing with Kiva.
The one who was doing most of the talking is standing at the table like he is determined to win this fucking drinking game. All of your buddies
Cool.
are. Like, they're all gathered around Kiva.
Cool. I'm gonna go up, put a hand on his shoulder, just lean right up to his ear and say, "There is a mountain noble with sympathies missing. Politics demands your attention for the moment."
Your friend kind of looks over at you and kind of gives you a confused look for a moment.
Just a
Alright.
moment.
Sure. And he kind of steps out and gestures Lucia over as to see if she wants to take his spot in his drink.
I'll sidle in. Lucia's been spending the last 2 months or so with performers, so it's not like she isn't used to this. The game is new.
The game is new. So here's the thing. You have spent time with performers. You've even spent time with a performer from the Triple Kingdom. He's not like her. He's, while yes, a performer, he is much bigger and a bit less, I don't know, is he boisterous? Like, he drinks, but she's got a level of joy and pleasure put into this act of drinking and making a game out of drinking and singing, that you're pretty sure your companions, like, even on really good days, probably never got close to.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Lucia, like, almost, like, bumps the other person out of the way.
All right. And I will have you roll in a moment. But first, we are going to pivot again. And we are going to pivot back to this is a chateau. Beginning, because I think she believes I forgot, beginning with Viviana.
Nice.
What exactly are you trying to do with poor Raoul? Are you simply trying to have a good evening where the two of you enjoy each other's company, or are you, like, setting out with a specific goal in mind?
She is setting out with the goal of exhausting this man so thoroughly, like, that dinner is not over by the time that she gets to, and she has time to go down to dinner.
Okay, so you want to exhaust him without exhausting yourself.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to warn you, while your target number won't be crazy high, you are not going to be able to use beauty and stuff as part of it.
Okay.
Because this is going to be about stamina. So I want you to roll Brawn and Jenny, which is a weird combination I never thought I'd ask for.
Oh boy.
Seems pretty natural.
We're gonna go for a target number of... Normally I would say 25, but he's been drinking, so we'll go with 20.
Maybe the drama die will save me. I could spend the drama die. I need a 9 or higher. I'll do it.
Excellent.
Please. Yes!
Roll again. Wow. All right. That is that is a lot. That is 30. Yeah.
Theus said yes. Theus said yes.
Yes. You are able to accomplish your goals, which is convenient because my plan was to pivot to Heinrich after that, or after this. So, Heinrich, the first part of dinner, where it is you and your future bride and your future mother-in-law sitting at the table eating, what, is there anything in particular you are trying to accomplish, or are you just trying to be charming and not fall all over yourself?
He has no ulterior motives here. He's genuinely trying to make this whole betrothal thing work. So he's just trying to have pleasant dinner conversation.
Okay. Can you give me a panache and oratory?
Okay.
Or etiquette, whichever is higher is fine. Or they'll get you slightly different things, but neither is bad.
They are the same.
All right. And we're going for a target number of 20. Jemay is going to give you some benefit of the doubt, but is still, the greatest wit in all of Montaigne. So.
Okay, 20. I am rolling 5k3 on this. Do I want to go big and try and do a raise on this?
Do it.
Why not? Okay,
all right.
Add that up. Okay, so we got 16, 24, 34, 44, 49?
Very good. Very, very good. All right. You are able to handle yourself with panache. Jemay is still the Emperor's wit, so there are times where you are relatively certain that she says things that are somehow both compliment and insult. But you're not entirely sure how. You don't always understand the Montaigne sense of humor. However, she seems quite impressed with your performance. At the very least, she doesn't seem to be scowling at you, and Diane looks vaguely hopeful that this isn't going to go terribly.
And he does this while eating an enormous amount of little tiny portions of French food.
Yes. In fact, there's probably at least one time where Jemay makes a comment about you dwarfing your portion sizes. That being said, in the middle of dinner, Viviana, how are you going to enter the scene?
Well, the first thing she does after thoroughly exhausting Raoul is she puts herself back together, makes sure that she looks perfectly put together and presentable, the way she came in. before she heads off to dinner.
Well, obviously you make yourself presentable. I assumed as much. But how are you going to make your appearance?
Oh, she is going to. Well, they're having dinner and are the doors closed to the room?
Yes.
She will take a deep breath and then knock on the door.
There's kind of a pause from the chatter before Heinrich, you see Jamet's eyes kind of dart to a servant who looks a little confused and hurries over to the door to open it. Sees you standing there, Viviana, and steps to the side. Madame Francesca Lombardi. As he introduces you.
Viviana smiles at him, puts on her most charming smile, the most charming smile she has in her arsenal. Because what better weapon than a smile? And she steps into the room. Hello, I don't mean to interrupt, but, well, I never said that I wouldn't be attending dinner.
Jamet sort of arches a brow. Good of you to come out where you can be seen. It's always a pity to leave luxury goods in the box. Please, feel free to join us.
Thank you, my lady. Viviana will sit. How is everyone seated? Where is everyone seated, I should say?
Jamet is at the head of the table. Heinrich and Diane are on either side of the table facing each other.
She will sit next to Diane.
Servants kind of hurry to set you a place and pour wine for you.
She will immediately, before drinking anything, she will look towards Jamet and say, I could hardly pass up an opportunity to dine with one of such repute as yourself. She takes her wine glass, raises it in the air. A toast to the wittiest wit of the Emperor.
Jamet sort of lifts her own glass and gives a little nod before taking a sip. It is my pleasure to play host, as always.
It is my pleasure to be hosted.
Is there anything in particular you would like to talk about now that you are here, Viviana? Or are you just trying to make an impression?
She is trying to make the best impression possible on this woman.
All right.
And Heinrich is kind of at a complete loss as to what to say now.
Yeah, you did put Heinrich in kind of a situation. All right, Viviana. I'm going to offer you a drama die to activate Rash, and I would like you to tell me exactly how you go about making an impression.
Viviana starts by, she starts small. She compliments Jamet's fashion, her home, her sense of, her conversational skills. And then she starts leaning into her relationship with the Emperor, um, and how she was able to attain such a standing, uh, and perhaps making jokes about that aren't necessarily the best idea to make.
Love it. Okay. I would like you to make a panache and oratory roll. Target number 25.
Okay.
Wow.
Should have taken the raise.
Should have taken the raise. Excellent. All right. It takes some doing, and there are definitely times that you can tell that you stepped on some raw nerves. At one point, you stumble into dangerous territory by bringing up the rumors that her rapier wit is so sharp that she killed a man. You meant it as kind of a jest, like, haha, that couldn't possibly happen. And there is a moment where her eyes go kind of flinty, where you wonder if maybe it did happen, and you shouldn't have said that. And there are times where you talk a little bit about how she became the Emperor's favorite and the things that she has done to kind of garner her reputation and to come to deserve the reputation that she has. Again, that you can tell are maybe slightly sore subjects, but you manage to kind of mostly talk your way back out. You feel like you are making plenty of gains in terms of making yourself entertaining for her to have around. But you may have also, put yourself in a position where she may not be your best friend, even though she's keeping you close.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes plenty of sense, actually.
Excellent. That being said, Heinrich, the focus of Jabez's attention is no longer you, which is probably a little relieving.
Indeed it is.
Because you were doing very well, but how long were you going to keep that up?
However, he's paying very close attention because he's kind of worried that Francesca might screw this up for him if she says the wrong thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. We are going to pivot again. This time we're going back to the college. The university, as it were.
What?
Book, Alexander.
Yes?
You have been reading, occasionally making notes, maybe studying up a little bit on things that might come in handy. You're running around with a very dangerous crew now, after all. At some point, you may have to stitch somebody up.
Indeed.
And it is as this is happening that there is a little, like, tickling sensation on your hand, which is resting on, like, the arm of your chair.
Mm-hmm.
And as you look over, there is a little black spider. And then it bites you.
Ow!
And as you say ow, and probably, like, try to fling your hand to get the spider off of you, words flow through your head.
He goes to swat the spider, and then he hears words, and he stops.
I know you don't know me, and I'm sorry to send a message in such a rude manner, but I cannot trust my words to anyone else. There are people moving against your friends and yourself. I don't know exactly who everyone is, but I know that there are at least 6. And if you don't stick together, if you don't get out of Montaigne soon, I worry at least one of you will end up dead. They want and then it cuts off.
Not understanding at all how this works, he lifts up to stare at the spider. No, go on.
The spider simply sits there and starts crawling down your arm like it's headed back for the chair.
But you can't just leave it there. You have no concept of storytelling. He grabs an empty wine glass, or slides it over his hand to trap the spider on the table.
Mm-hmm.
No, you go nowhere. Not until I have some sort of explanation.
The spider attempts to flee and runs into the glass and can't leave.
Aha! Caught you. And now I'm interrogating a spider. Oh, Alexander. Question. These words that came to me in my mind, were they Avalon?
No. They are Vidachin.
This is new.
And the voice, as an aside, is distinctly feminine.
Right. All right, Signorina Ragno. No, all right. I have to try this again. And going to lift the glass up a little, leaving his hand where the spider can crawl up onto it.
The spider will do so.
Lift his hand a little. Take his hand a little. Go on. You're lucky I'm not allergic.
There's like a pause, like the spider doesn't know what to do, and then it bites you again.
Ow!
And you get the same message, and it cuts off in the same place.
What in the name of Theus are you?
And then it starts to make like it's trying to crawl away.
I cannot follow you through the streets of Charus.
It is.
You'll be stepped upon. I am certain of it.
It is crawling.
No.
It is.
Nope. Back under the glass with you.
Alexander, please take a drama die. Oh my god. Is there anything else you plan to do?
He flexes his hands a couple of times. He tries to remember. Spiders eat flies. I can't. Would a snail do? Sure, they have some in the kitchen. As I am. You have given me information that I am in danger. You have not given me any instructions on what to do about it. And I already knew I was in danger. On the other hand, 6 people. What 6 people? So, what we are going to do, Signorina, is I'm going to go get you something to eat. I'm going to put it under this glass and give it to you. In the hopes, such a clever and clearly, I cannot say unnatural, for you appear to be a perfectly natural spider. but such a fascinating creature would eventually be missed, and someone will come looking for you. Until that, you will be, I regret to say, my prisoner. I'll be back. And I head to the kitchen to try and find something to feed the spider.
I think that's where we're gonna leave it. Because it's just too good. Thank you for listening to Opus de Requiem, a 7th C First Edition actual play by Hollowhaven Studios. Storytelling for this actual play is provided by Bloodied Porcelain. Alexander Hutchison is played by Bookkeeper. Lucia De Felici is played by Clara Allison. Heinrich von Groth is played by Typhoon. Alonso Hernandez is played by Overthinker. Viviana Lucani is played by Glamour. Our intro music is by Semo. Our art is by Daryl Arazak, who can be found at artstation.com/Daryl Arazak. Our editing is by Virens.